Hey fourthies, welcome to our language lesson. So make sure you are on page 89. That's right, page 89 in your language lesson. All right, I'll big here. Let's use purple. I thought that would be thick. Okay, page 89. Cool. So remember, we're learning about pronouns. And the pronouns take place of a noun. So there was a song. I don't have a chart, I'm sorry, but I'll bring one up for the next lesson tomorrow. But the pronouns include I, you, she, he, it, we, they, me, you, him, her, it, us, them, my, mine, your, yours, his, her, hers, it's, our, their, and theirs. All right. So I don't know if we need the chart necessarily for this lesson, but let's make sure we're on at least on page 89 and we'll find out. Remember, at the top, a pronoun is a word that takes place of a noun. The noun the pronoun is replacing is called the antecedent. So here's an example. Mrs. Stewart said, I will make Thai curry chicken for dinner. So they circled the pronoun I and they pointed it to Mrs. Stewart because she's speaking. Here's the next example. Thanks, Mom. Haley and Hunter cheered because they love her cooking. So they found the pronouns they and her. Now, okay, they're talking about Hunter and Haley. They're not talking about Mom. And her means Mom. They love Mom's cooking, not Haley's cooking. Okay, so you have to really think about to whom they're referring. So this is where the second part comes in, where it says the pronoun and the antecedent must make sense or agree. Let's practice this for think A. Remember, this word is called antecedent. All right. So here, for all of numbers 1 through 4, they bolded the antecedents, and you have to find the pronoun. Okay. So it says, may we have a class project? Asked the fourth graders. Who wants the class project? Not just the fourth graders. You have to circle the pronoun. So they are saying, may we, the fourth graders, have a class project. So you're going to take that and you're going to point it like this. We is talking about the fourth graders. Number 2, we are proud of our school and want to make it look great. So let me read that again. We are proud of our school and want to make it look great. So they're talking about the school. Okay. What's the pronoun referring to school? Would be it. You want to make the school or it look great. Now you also see here, there's a pronoun of we, but it doesn't say who it's talking about. Okay, number 3. The boy said, we saw some weeds growing around the playground and would like to pull them. All right, so there are pronouns here. I see we and I see them. But which one is referring to weeds? Would I say we saw some would I say weeds refer to we? No, right? That wouldn't make sense. Let me erase this. So I'm going to circle, I'm going to circle the pronouns again. So them refers to weeds. Okay. Last one. We could help Mrs. Adams clean her art room on Friday afternoons, said the girls. So I'm going to circle we and her. Okay, now we, I see something here too. We refers to the girls. And her talks about Mrs. Adams. I want to go back to number 3 because yes, there's a we right here. Okay, and it's talking about the boys. I know we did a lot of circling, and I'm going to go over this again at our meeting, but the point is the antecedent is a noun referring to the pronoun. Okay, so I'll go over this again in our meeting. I know that may have been confusing. Let's just erase that. Think B. Write a pronoun from the box. So we're just going to focus on these 4 pronouns. It, he, them, and we. And we're going to put it in the blank to refer to the antecedent. So number 1 says, in 1861, King Mongkut offered America several elephants. Cool. So we're talking about King Mongkut. If I want to use a pronoun, should I use it? Not really, because it refers to like an animal or an object. especially if it's the animal and you don't know if it's a boy or a girl. But in this case, it's a boy. We know it's a boy. So we can't say it. We can say he. In 1861, he offered America several elephants. That would make more sense. I can't say them. In 1861, them offered America several elephants. Even grammatically speaking, that doesn't make sense. And I can't say we. In 1861, we offered several. We did? I didn't give any elephants to America in 1861. So what makes more sense is saying he. Number 2. The king thought the elephants could live in North American forests. We don't have forests. Okay. So again, I'm not going to say it because I know it's a male. I can say he again. For sure, I'm not going to say them. Them thought the elephants. Again, doesn't make sense grammatically speaking. And I can't say we because I'm not involved in this. You're not involved in this. So we're talking about a certain person. He. King Mongkut's letter was received by the American president. Oh, okay. So here, we're talking about the letter. Now the letter is just an object. So I'm going to use it. It was received. Again, I can't say he. The letter isn't a boy. It's not a girl either. And I can't say them, and them was received. Again, it doesn't make sense. And in here, we was received, definitely doesn't make sense. So I'm going to say it was received. Number 4. The United States politely declined the gift. Oh, they said no. Stating that American forests were not a suitable habitat for elephants. Oh, I didn't even know we had forests. Okay, so the United States politely declined the gift, stating that American forests were not a suitable habitats or home for elephants. We're naming more than one. We don't know if they are all boys or all girls, so I can't say he. I can't say it, because again, even though I don't know if they were boys or girls, we're naming more than one. It would make sense if I said them. The United States politely declined the gift, stating that American forests were not a suitable habitat for them. Alrighty. So, proof C. Correct each run-on sentence by using proofreader marks to insert a comma in joining word. Oh, okay. James Buchanan, number 1, was a president when King Mongkut wrote the letter. Abraham Lincoln was president by the time the letter reached America. Let me read that again. That was so long. I needed a break somewhere. So I'm going to read it again, but slowly, because we have to figure out where to put the comma at least. James Buchanan was president when King Mongkut wrote the letter. Abraham Lincoln was president by the time the letter reached America. Okay, now do you hear where I needed that pause? I needed it after letter right here. James Buchanan was president when King Mongkut wrote the letter. Now I need a conjoining word. I can either say and, but, or. I'm going to say but because it's indicating an opposite thing is going to happen. So even though Mr. Buchanan received the letter, all right, it didn't reach America. Unfortunately, it did not reach America until like years later. So I'm going to say but. Number 2, the first part of the letter was written Siamese. The second part of the letter was an English translation. Again, long sentence. We just have to figure out where to put that comma. The first part of the letter was written in Siamese. The second part of the letter was an English translation. Again, did you hear the pause? This is why it's important to read out loud so you can indicate pauses and it helps the sentence make more sense. So I hope you heard the pause after Siamese. The first part of the letter was written Siamese. I'm going to put an and. And the second part of the letter was an English translation because it's just combining two ideas into one idea, which is what the letter was written in, like in which language. Alrighty. Remember D. Write the correct form of the verb. Ooh. Some of the other gifts sent by King Mongkut can be seen in a museum. All right. Do you recognize at least what we should change C? We can't say saw. Some of the other gifts sent by King Mongkut can be saw in a museum. I hope you're saying. We should say seen. Some of the other gifts sent by King Mongkut can be seen in a museum. That makes more sense. One of the gifts that King Mongkut gave was a beautiful sword. All right, so since this happened in the past, I cannot say gives, okay, because it happened in the past. If I say gives, I'm indicating that it's happening right now in the present, but this happened before. So I'm going to say gave. One of the gifts that King Mongkut gave was a beautiful sword. All right. Number 3. It was William Seward who wrote a response to the king. So again, this is happening before, in the past. So my verb needs to make sense, and it needs to tell me it happened in the past. So what's the past tense of write? Not written, okay, not righted. It was Seward. It was William Seward who wrote a response to the king, right? So again, language, or the English language, makes a lot more sense when you read a lot of material and you read out loud. So at our Zoom meeting, we'll go over this whole thing of pronouns and antecedents, okay? But still, go along with all this. And if you have any questions, let me know. I'd be happy to answer them, okay? All right, I'll see you at our meeting. Please be sure to watch the math video. Thank you.